There is a danger in the Christian life so subtle, so quiet and so familiar that most believers never recognize it until the damage is already done. It does not shout, it does not scandalize, it does not come wrapped in crisis or catastrophe. Instead, it comes disguised as routine, small sins repeated so often that the soul no longer feels their weight. These little compromises, these small indulgences, these harmless habits slip into the daily rhythm of the believer's life until sin feels normal and holiness feels radical. And this, Charles Spurgeon warned, is the deadliest poison of all. Small sins are never actually small. They are seeds, seeds with intentions. A seed looks insignificant, but what it becomes can tear down forests or split concrete. Sin operates the same way. What begins as a moment of weakness becomes a pattern. What begins as a pattern becomes a reflex. And what becomes a reflex eventually becomes a prison. The believer wakes up months or years later wondering why prayer feels empty, why worship feels distant, why joy feels out of reach, and why God seems so far. The answer is often simple. The heart has been slowly poisoned by sins so familiar they are no longer recognized as sins at all. Spurgeon often said, "The man who makes peace with small sins invites great sins to his table." Hidden within those small sins is a quiet rebellion, a soft resistance to the voice of God, a subtle preference for self over surrender. And though the believer may not feel the effects immediately, poison rarely works instantly. It works gradually, slowly tightening its grip until life drains from the soul. Many Christians look spiritually alive on the outside while slowly dying on the inside because their tolerance for small sins has numbed their sensitivity to the spirit. This is the cruelty of routine sin. It does not simply damage your soul, it reshapes your identity. You begin to see yourself not as God sees you, but as your habits shape you.